All right, let's just jump right into it. It's the ultimate fantasy, right? The question we've all asked our friends, what if you woke up tomorrow and boom, you're a billionaire? We're not just talking about paying off some bills here. We're talking about a level of wealth that literally bends reality. So today, we're going to walk through the actual expert-approved blueprint for what you do if that day ever comes.
So, seriously, take a second and think about it. The money hits your account, you see all those zeros. What's your very first move? Do you buy a mansion? A jet? Do you pay off everyone's debt in your family? It's a fun thought experiment for sure. But the answer that all the experts give? Well, it's probably the last thing you'd expect.
And there it is. The single most important thing you can do is to do nothing at all. To just stop. Before you buy anything, before you quit your job, before you even tell your mom, you just pause. You breathe. It sounds so simple and maybe a little counterintuitive, but that one piece of advice is the foundation for absolutely everything that follows.
To really get why that pause is so critical, you have to understand the sheer scale of what we're talking about. $1 billion isn't just, I'm rich money. It's not. It's, I can influence economies money. It's not an upgrade to your current life. It's like someone uninstalls your entire reality and replaces it with a completely new operating system.
You want some perspective? Get this. If you spent $100,000 every single day, it would still take you more than 27 years to burn through that $1 billion. And that's not even counting a single penny in interest. You're not just managing money anymore, you're trying to manage a force of nature.
Okay, so let's get into the actual playbook. Phase 1 is all about those first few days, maybe the first 72 hours. And your goal here isn't buying stuff, it's defense. It's about building a fortress around yourself in this new asset before the world even has a clue what just happened. And here is rule number 1, the golden rule. You tell no one. I mean it. Not your best friend from kindergarten, not your cool neighbor, and definitely not your social media followers. The second that information gets out, you instantly become a giant glowing target for scams, for sob stories, for long-lost relatives, and for much, much worse. Your privacy is now your most valuable asset.
And here's a problem you've probably never even considered. Just putting the money in the bank. You know your standard bank account? It's only insured by the FDIC up to $250,000. So to safely deposit $1 billion, you would need to open and manage 4,000 separate bank accounts. All of a sudden, getting rich sounds like a full-time logistics job, doesn't it?
So during this whole pause period, your main job is to fight that primal urge to just go nuts. Experts talk about this thing called lifestyle inflation, which is a fancy way of saying your spending just explodes to match your new income. It's a huge trap. It's how you get all those rags to riches to rags stories. I mean, some studies show that up to 70% of lottery winners end up broke. It's because they skip this step. Okay, so once you've paused, you've taken a breath, you've kept quiet, the next step is admitting a simple truth. You cannot do this alone. The scale of this is just too massive. It's time to build your own personal A-team, your command center of experts who can actually navigate this crazy new world with you.
And this is your starting lineup. You're going to need a top-tier wealth advisor for the overall strategy. You absolutely need a tax specialist to handle the massive tax implications. And you'll need an estate planning attorney to think about the future. But look at that last one, a wealth psychologist. That might seem like the odd one out, but it might just be the most important person on your team. We're about to see why.
Once your team's in place, the way you invest is going to look totally different from how a normal person does. For what they call ultra-high net worth individuals, look at this. Almost half of their money, 46%, is in something called alternatives. That is worlds away from a simple stocks and bonds portfolio. So what on earth are alternatives?
This right here is the key. Public markets, that's what most of us know. Stocks, bonds, you can buy and sell them in an instant. But private markets, that's the VIP room. That's where the ultra-rich play. It's things like investing in a startup before anyone's heard of it, or buying huge portfolios of real estate. The trade-off is simple. You give up the ability to sell quickly, but in exchange, you get exclusive access and the shot at much, much higher returns.
And this brings us back to that wealth psychologist. Because you see, managing the money is really only half the job. The other, much harder half, is managing yourself. That old saying, more money, more problems,
It's not just a clever line. It's a very real and often painful phenomenon. It actually has a name, sudden wealth syndrome. And this isn't just feeling a little stressed. It's a recognized psychological condition. It's a profound identity crisis that comes from the shock and the overwhelming pressure of getting that rich that fast. It can make you feel guilty, paranoid, totally isolated. It can make you question who you even are anymore.
But here's the key. You can manage this. You just have to be proactive. For every one of these potential symptoms, there's a strategy. Feeling paranoid and wanting to hide from the world? That's when you lean on your professional team and set firm boundaries with people. Feeling the urge to be reckless with your money? That's when you let your advisors put a strict budget in place. It's all about building systems to protect you from your own worst impulses.
And if you think this is all just exaggeration, just listen to this. These are the words of Jack Whitaker, a man who won a $315 million Powerball jackpot. His life after winning was just a nightmare of tragedy, lawsuits, and theft. That quote is just a devastating reminder that if you don't have the psychological tools to handle it, this kind of wealth can feel a lot more like a curse than a gift.
So, if you manage to do it all, you navigate the financial maze, you survive the psychological storm, what's left? What comes next? Well, this is where the real journey begins. This is where you move beyond just having wealth and start using it to create real, lasting meaning and impact in the world. Unsurprisingly, giving away $1 billion is almost as complicated as earning it. You've got two main options here. A donor-advised fund, or DAF, is kind of like the simple route. It's easy, it has minimal paperwork, and you can stay anonymous. A private foundation, on the other hand, is the full-on, hands-on approach. This is for when you want to build the next Gates Foundation. But that comes with a ton of administrative work and public disclosure.
So how do you even decide where to give all that money? A really powerful, modern approach is called effective altruism. It's basically about treating your charity like you'd treat a high-stakes investment. Instead of just giving to what feels good, you use hard data and evidence to find the opportunities that do the most good, that save the most lives per dollar spent. It's strategic, it's smart, and it's how you make sure every single dollar really counts.
And that brings us to the very end, to the biggest question of all. Once money is no object, once your financial survival is guaranteed for generations to come, what becomes your purpose? What's your new reason to get out of bed in the morning? This whole blueprint, it can protect your money, it can grow it, it can even help you give it away with maximum impact. But the one thing it can't do is tell you what gives your new life meaning. That's the one answer you have to find for yourself.